shows every day at 3:30. Every day it's something different, but these are one of our regular shows. So we offer food to our snakes here once every 2 weeks. They really don't need to eat that often. Sometimes they will take their food, sometimes they won't. It's their decision. So if you are squeamish, you have been warned. These are dead rats and mice. So we're going to start off with Sally, our hognose snake. So he's a western hognose snake. It's going to be getting our smallest mouse today. And so it's just going to be getting a small little mouse for our smallest snake. And then he's one that's particularly slow when he's eating, but he will eventually get his mouth around it. And he has worse eyesight than he already had.
Yeah, he's a little bit older snake, so he's got what I think are cataracts in his eyes now, so he doesn't see very well, so he sometimes has a little bit of trouble getting a hold of the mouse. Looks like he's got it there.
Yep.
And it looks like he grabbed it by the side, kind of. What's going to happen with that?
So he's going to make his way around to the front. Obviously, if you're eating from something from the side, it's wider. So once he gets around to the front, it'll be easier for him to swallow it whole. So then we'll move on to Sophie. Sophie is our second largest, or second smallest, We're going to be having one of our volunteers feed Sophie. So Sophie's a corn snake. It's a very, very popular pet snake. If you're going to get one, they're a great size. Okay. And she's one that we'll often take.
Why do we have the newspapers in the thing?
So the newspapers are down there because, as you can see, this bedding. These mice are soaked in water in an attempt to make them more lifelike, and basically they've been frozen before this. So we got to thaw them out, and since they're wet, they'll stick to the bedding, and we don't want the snakes eating too much of the bedding. So we put the newspapers down to avoid that. And then we'll move on to Jeannie.
We're going to head over to this one here. Yeah, that's a good start.
So I think it's she. Oh, look at the back of it.
So Jeannie's she's one of our older animals here. She's very old for her age, as her species goes. So she's one that we'll usually not take. As you can see, she kind of recoils from it. Hence the name ball python. But she's one where oftentimes she won't take, but she will take in the night. So if we leave it here, she'll eat it in the night, and that's very common for her. Ball pythons are one that will notoriously go very long times without eating, up to a year, and being fine.
Oh, she gets extra food by the tail, you know.
So she's what's called a wild morph, but these are often bred to be certain colors and sold. Also very common in the pet trade.
So Sophie the corn snake is a good example of one that is not a wild morph. That's one that's been bred for her color over there.
That one's pretty cool right there.
And then we'll move on to the Artemis.
That one was like, the scales. See how the scales come up though? Okay, let's go over there and they're about to feed that snake.
So, as you can probably tell, Artemis is our largest snake here. She's a red-tailed she's actually the same species as Rusty that we're going to be feeding next, but sexual dimorphism, she's larger because she's female. So she's going to be getting our largest rat. So this tank is obviously not ideal for feeding, and she's one that's also not very prone to strike. As long as I've been feeding her, she's never actually taken her food, so. So she's another one. We'll just leave it. We'll leave it for her. If she decides to take it in the night, great. If not, she knows when she needs it and when she doesn't. So then we'll move on to Rusty.
Oh, yeah, that one. The big one, the biggest one.
Last one's gonna be that one over there. This one's a good one to watch. He strikes pretty much every time.
I've been here, he's never scammed, so. Rusty is also a red-tailed boa constrictor, but he's male, so he's smaller. As you can tell, he's already pretty ready, so I'm sure he's gonna take it. But, yep, there you go. Should I move him?
We'll let him get settled a little bit first. So what she's asking is, you'll notice that he grabbed his and he took it off of the papers. And so like she said, you don't want him swallowing too much of that bark. And so because they're wet, sometimes the bark will stick to the rat and they'll swallow it with the rat. And so once he's got a grip on it, I'll pick him up and I'll scooch him over onto the paper. Are these snakes going to be coming out the rest of the day?
They aren't. We need to give them time to digest, basically. They do swallow these animals whole, and we don't want them throwing up their food. First of all, because that's very straining for them, but also because no one wants to clean that up.
Not me.
So we'll give them some time to digest the rest of the day here. Do we do it the next day?
For some of them. For the bigger snakes, I'll usually give them 2 days off, but like with Sophie and Sally over there, they'll usually we'll let them be taken out tomorrow. The bigger ones, like Rusty, I'll usually give them 2 days. And she'll probably, most will probably keep it pretty close until the next meeting. I normally will find the poop in that tank. It's a week and a half after the feeding, pretty much. And we can look around and see some of them are just finishing up their mice and rats. So Sophie's already done pretty much. I don't know how Sally's doing over there. Sally's already done. So yeah, this will be a good one to watch too. Rusty's one of my favorites to watch because he's got a big enough mouth that you can actually see kind of how the mouth is working as they're swallowing it.
So their jaw consists of a lot of moving parts, 3. So they have their top jaw that'll move up, and their bottom jaw that moves down. I've heard a lot of times people refer to it as detached bottom jaw. It's not really detached. It's basically held together by a lot of elasticized tendons. But their bottom jaw does also split along the x-axis also, so it can make itself wider basically.
Yeah, it splits in the middle. So they can move higher and out of it. But yeah, do you want to outro us?
Yeah. So we do these shows every day at 3:30. Tomorrow, I'm not sure who it's going to be.
Probably Anne, I would imagine, but I'm not sure either.
Okay, well, it'll be Anne tomorrow, maybe. But we do them every day. You can tune in from Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. And that's about it.
The other big piece of news is that starting yesterday, we're officially open 7 days a week again. So you can come and visit the Headwaters Science Center 7 days a week. And on Monday through Saturday, we are open 9:30 to 5. And then on Sundays, we are open 1 to 5. Also, big thanks to the Beltrami Electric Co-op for underwriting these shows.
Yeah.